There was no air. The sheets made ripples under his body like crumpled paper napkins in a summer park. And little specks of something from tween his toes or the biscuits from the day before ran in the sweat that tucked the sheets into his limbs like he was an old frozen bundle of chicken. And he'd get up to make coffee, drink water, drink wine. Wished one of his friends who knew where he was would come by with some blow of shit. Anything. There was no air. He'd see the spotlights in the alleyways downstairs moving in the air across the wall and over his face, and he'd jump under the covers and wait for an all clear or till he could hear traffic again. There wasn't nothing wrong with him, he kept on telling Crystal. Wasn't nothing wrong with him. Any nigger want to kill Vietnamese children more than stay home and raise his own is sicker than a rabid dog. That's how their thing had been going since he got back. Crystal just got into saying what a fool nigger Beau was, always had been. Didn't he go all over uptown telling everybody the child wasn't his? It was some no-counts bastard. And any old city police could come and get him if they wanted, because as soon as the shit and blood type is together, everybody would know that Crystal wasn't nothing but a no-good lying whore. This after she'd been his girl since she was 13 years old, when he caught her on the stairway. He came home crazy as hell. He tried to get veterans benefits so he could go to school, but they kept on putting him in remedial classes because he couldn't read worth a damn. Beau accused the teachers of holding him back, got himself a gypsy cab to drive, but the cab kept on breaking down, and the cops was always messing with him, plus not getting much bread, and Crystal got pregnant again. Beau most beat her half to death when she told him about it. She still got a scar under her left tit where he cut her up. Still, Crystal went on and had the baby. So now Beau Willie had 2 children. A little girl, Naomi Kenya, and a little boy, Kwame Beau Willie Brown. Yeah. And there was no air. Now, how in the hell did he get in this mess anyway? Somebody went and told Crystal that Beau Willie was spending all of his money on that bartending bitch at the Merry-Go-Round Cafe. Goddamn. Beau sat straight up in the bed, wrapped up in his sheets, looking like John the Baptist, or a huge baby with stubble and nuts. Now, he had to figure how to get all of that shit out of Crystal's mind so she would let him come home. Crystal had gone on and got herself a court order saying Beau Willie Brown had no access to his children. If he showed his face, he was subject to arrest. Shit. She been in his ass to marry her since she was 14 years old. Here when she 22, she want to throw him out because he say he'll marry her. She bursts out laughing and hollering. What you won't marry me for now, huh? So I can support your ass or come sit with you when they lock your behind up because they coming for you, you goddamn lunatic. They coming for you, and I ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. I wouldn't marry your pitiful black ass for nothing. And she went to bed. The next day, Beau came in blasted. He got to swinging chairs at Crystal, who couldn't figure out what the hell he was doing, till he got her shouting about how she was gonna marry him and get some more veterans benefits. And he could stop driving them crazy specs around while they trying to kill him for $15. Yeah, Beau was sweating something terrible beating on Crystal. And when he couldn't do no more with the table chairs, he went to get the high chair, and little Kwame was in it. So now Beau was beating Crystal with the high chair and her son. Some notion got into him to stop, and he run out. Crystal most died. That's why the police wouldn't allow Beau round where he lived. And she'd been telling the children that the daddy tried to kill her and Kwame. And he just wanted to marry her, that's all. Marry her and have a family. But the bitch was crazy. Beau Willie was sitting in his hotel room in his drawers, drinking coffee and wine in the heat of the day, spilling shit all over himself, laughing about how he was going to get Crystal to take him back. Let him be a man in the house. And she wouldn't even have to go to work no more. He got dressed all up in his ivory shirt and checkered pants to go see Crystal, get this mess cleared up. Knocked on the door to Crystal's rooms. She didn't answer. He beat on the door, and Crystal and Naomi started crying again. And Beau got her shouting about how he was gonna marry her. Or was she always gonna be a whore? And Crystal just kept on screaming for him to just leave us alone, please. Beau broke the door down. Crystal held the children in front of her. She picked Kwame off the floor in her arms, and she kept on saying, Beau Willie Brown, you go in and get out of here. The police is gonna come for you, fool. Do you want the children to see you act a fool again? Do you want Kwame to brain damage from you throwing him all around? You go on and get out. Nigga, get out of here, or I'm gonna kill you. Now, I swear, I'm gonna kill you. He reached for Naomi, and she grabbed her little girl, and she stared back at him like it was a leper or something. Don't you touch my children, motherfucker. I will kill you. He jumped back, all humble and apologetic. Hey, look. Hey, look. Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, look. Hey, look, I don't want to hurt him. I just want to hold him and get on my way. I just wanted to marry you and give you things. What you gonna give me, Beau? A broken jaw nigga? Get out of here. He ignored Crystal's outburst. He sat down, motioning for Naomi to come to him. She smiled back at her daddy. Crystal felt Naomi giving in, and she held her tighter. Naomi pushed away and ran to her daddy, crying, Daddy, Daddy, come back, Daddy. Please come back. But be nice to Mommy, 'cause Mommy loves you. And you gotta be nice. He set her on his knee. He played with her ribbons that counted fingers and toes. Ever so often, he'd look over to where Crystal was standing like a statue holding Kwame. And he'd say, see there now you can see I can be a good father. Yeah, come on, baby. Come on. Let me see my son. And she didn't move. And he coaxed her. He told her she was still a hot little old thing and pretty and strong. Didn't she get right up after that little old fight they had and go back to work? Didn't she hold the house together while he was away? Beau Willie oozed kindness. And Crystal, who had known so little, let Beau Willie hold Kwame. As soon as she let the baby out of her arms, Beau Willie jumped up laughing and giggling and hooting and hollering. All right, bitch, now you gonna marry me. I ain't gonna marry you, Beau. I ain't gonna marry you for nothing. You gonna be in the jail for this. You gonna be under the jail. Give me back my children. You give me back my kids. He kicked the screen out the window, and he held the children off the sill. Yeah, all right. Now you gonna marry me? Huh? Yes, bring him in house. Just bring him. He looked out from the 5th story where the children were hanging out to all the people out screaming at him, and he started sweating again. No, come on over here. Say to all the neighbors you're going to marry me. Come on. All right, I stood by him. I stood by him in the window with Naomi reaching for me and Kwame screaming, Mommy, from the 5th story. I could only whisper. He dropped him!